We are here in the holy city of Karbala, and now, inshallah, we'll be joined by Mullah Ali Fadl all the way in the London studios for the Imam Hussein charity live fundraising appeal, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you so much, Mr. Mullah Ali Fadl. How is it in London? Indeed, indeed, indeed. Here in Karbala, the crowds are getting more and more. Today I went to a majlis at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Absolutely, 1,000 people were in there. That I'm sure there was a lot of food being distributed. Outside there was mawakibs walking over Imam Hussein. And that was just at 3, 4 o'clock where the heat is at its peak, believe it or not. And then later on in the evening, even more and more people were attending different majalis all over the holy city of Karbala and walking towards Abu Abdullah Hussein to do their ziyarah. Assalamu alaikum, Mullah Ali Fadl. Are you there? Adhamullah ajrana wa ajurkum. I am very well, thank you very much, here in the holy city of Karbala, where the azaa does not stop and neither does the tears for Abu Abdullah Hussein alayhi salam. On the ground, the atmosphere around Karbala is of, azaa. Majlis, where's the nearest majlis? People I see firsthand, people in and out constantly of different majalis. I sat in one majlis, I was there for about half an hour, and I saw at least 200 people leave and come in, over that period. So people are coming in, going to another majlis. Other people are still coming towards the majlis because the latam is started, or they're halfway through the latam, they want to do some more latam and so forth. There is hustle and bustle where's the next majlis? Where can I go to this majlis? Where can I go do this azhar? Where can I go and do that azhar? And it increases throughout the evening into the late hours of the night, where internally, at the end, people then walk towards Abu Abdullah Hussein to perform ziyarah.
Great stuff. And tell us a bit more about some of the activities that Imam Hussein Charity are doing on the ground.
Definitely, Imam Hussein Charity throughout the campaign in Muharram, the thirst remains. Our main focus is the water campaign. It is very, very hot. Temperatures are up to 44, 45 degrees Celsius. Now, what we're doing is we're providing different muwakibs with the box. Each box contains something like 20 to 30 pieces of them small capsules. You must have seen them in Arba'in time.
Yeah.
And we are distributing those amongst the different muwakibs, different majalis, so that the zawar, those who are doing azadari, and the locals as well can drink fresh, clean and safe water in this heat and in this dire time. It is of the most, and I've seen myself, the trucks are coming, people are taking off the boxes and distributing the water. So this campaign is really important and is of most critical and most need. Furthermore, I've seen the different mawkibs cooking food. There was a majlis that was held on Shar al-Qibla where there was at least 100 attendees. Outside Imam Hussein Charity, those of you who have contributed and those of you who have donated, they were making fresh rice with minced meat, and they were cooking it outside on the street because there's no room inside for kitchens and so forth. Wow. So outside on the street, they've got and so forth. They're cooking it there, and then they're putting it into plates and cartons to distribute inside the majlis as tabarruk after. So if you guys want to get involved with these campaigns, whether it is for the water, whether it is tabarruk, whether it is majalis and tabarruk, or whether you want to donate towards a sadaqah jariyah like the water well, all the campaigns are available on the Imam Hussein Charity website, www.imamhusseincharity.com, or on the Sadaqah app, where you can easily contribute and support these campaigns.
Tell us, Sayyid Mohsin, about, you mentioned in terms of the preparation, what's your day-to-day activities like, when you wake up? What's your schedule like, especially when it comes to maybe channel work, charity work? Walk us through your day.
So normally, once I finish here, let's say I've finished the live show here, I'll go back to my accommodation. I might go see some friends. I might go to the shrine and perform ziyarah on behalf of some friends who have messaged me and so forth. Then around Fajr time, I'll pray Fajr, and then I'll go to sleep. I will sleep mainly until about midday, 12, 1 o'clock, and then I would wake up. I would speak to my superior, my manager, Muhammad. We will discuss what needs to be filmed for Imam Hussein Charity and for Imam Hussein TV. We'll go through our documentation, our scripts and so forth, see what's of the most need and what's really essential. We'll go down to the Imam Hussein Charity where the food is being made or where the water is being distributed. We'll have a look at the campaign and what's going on. We will shoot some footage as well so that the viewers can see the work that those who have donated can see exactly where 100% of their donation has gone to, and others can see the work that we're doing, and it may inspire and motivate them to also contribute. After that, I get a short break between the hours of probably 4 o'clock to around 9 o'clock, where I maybe can do some reading, or I might go to the shrine. I'll go and have some food as well in that time, attend majalis that are happening. Some are in Farsi, some are in Arabic, some in Urdu. And then when it comes around about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, Karbala time, I'm making my way towards Imam Hussein TV studios. I'll come to the studios. We will sit down again and look at were there any issues or technical difficulties that we had in previous I Am Husseini shows, We'll overlook them, we'll have a look at them, we'll see what we can do to improve and make the show better. We'll discuss the theme of the night, which character, personality we want to do the Masaib about, and then also how are we going to include Imam Hussein Charity in our show, and how we're going to hand over the live show to Imam Hussein Charity. And then from there, we begin the show, and then I'm receiving phone calls, different viewers from all over the world sending their salams and so forth. And then finally, I get to speak to you guys, give you an update on the work that's been happening here in the holy city of Karbala, and then I can have a little bit of tea, I guess, once I'm done.
Beautiful, beautiful. Sayyidina, look, you've been walking on the, on the ground, in and amongst the zoo. You've been in the majalis, you've been distributing, you've been preparing, you've been helping. Can you share any powerful moments that you saw that you thought, you know what, that's an amazing scene right there?
I'll tell you one thing. Today I was filming next to someone who was cooking, and the heat was absolutely phenomenal. I almost burnt my distasha. And I was thinking, how is he managing to handle it? It's already so hot, the sun shining and so forth. And then on top of that, this brother is cooking food for the attendees of the majlis. For me, I had to take my hat off to him, because he's standing there for at least 2 hours, making sure the food is stirred properly, the food doesn't get burnt, and that is of the best standard, because we are giving in the name of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. That for me was, hats off to that person, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless that person, with thawab, with ajr, and inshallah make his difficulties a lot less. But throughout his here, I've seen so many different muwakib, I've seen so many different people that come in the name of Imam Hussein, especially in this heat. They come in, they're banging drums, they're swinging chains on their back, they're dressing up, and especially to all the muhajjaba out here who have layers and layers of hijab in honor of Sayyidah Zainab salamu alayha in this heat. It is absolutely phenomenal to see so many people coming out for the love of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and that for me has been absolutely mind-blowing. I'm someone who likes to stay indoors when the heat is out, and I want to stay comfortable, but these guys are in positions where they're not comfortable, where they're very, very awkward and very, very fidgety, but nevertheless they are doing it in the name of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, for the ajr, for the thawab. These are the only nights that we have to commemorate Imam Hussein. Fully, wholeheartedly, we give up everything for Imam, including our comfort. So hats off to them, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all the zawar and all those attending for the majalis of Imam Hussein.
Just on that note, Sayyid Muhsin, especially, since there are those who may be watching who are considering donating, stuck into 50-50, shall I, is it easy, is it not, where does my money go to, and all of those questions that they might be. What would you say to them who are just considering donating, especially since you're there in Karbala, and you can see the zuwar, you can see that there is a massive, massive need for the donations, because no matter how much the donations come in, the water is still needed, Muharram is still needed, the majalis need to be ongoing. What would you say to those who are considering donating?
The first thing I'll say is, number one, 100% of your donation goes towards the campaign that you have contributed towards. We don't take a percentage for admin or this or that. No, Imam Hussein TV has a separate budget to look after the admin side of the charity. 100% of your donation goes towards the campaign you donate towards. Secondly, we must remember that Abu Abdullah Hussein died on the plains of Karbala, hungry and thirsty, and it is in his name that we make sure one in this city goes hungry and thirsty during these 10 nights of Muharram. So if you guys want to get involved in the name of Abu Abdullah Hussein and in honor and the legacy of Abu Abdullah Hussein, and in honor of the thirst of Abu Abdullah Hussein, then please don't contribute towards any of the campaigns, the water, the majalis, the tabarruk, the water well, whatever campaign you would like to donate to, donate towards it, knowing full-heartedly that 100% of your money is going to go towards the campaign, and furthermore, that your name will be written amongst those khadims of Abu Abdullah Hussein, or those who perform the majalis and the azadar of Abu Abdullah Hussein in the holy city of Karbala. I don't have any bigger honor than that. And if you guys want to get involved, visit www.imamhusseincharity.com or the Sadqa app. It's very easy and straightforward. You can do it from your mobile phone. We take Google Pay, Apple Pay, everything, PayPal, it all works there. We take all different forms of payment and inshallah contribute, and you could be a part of this Karbala experience.
Fantastic. Sayyid Muhsin, we're going to leave you now. Thank you so much for your time. You can, I guess, go and enjoy your tea, because your work is done, I believe, for the night. If I'm not mistaken, Fajr is probably close as well. So don't forget us in your prayers, especially if you're going to the shrines. Don't forget us in your ziyarah as well. And don't forget the mu'mineen and mu'minat at home who are watching as well, who their hearts yearn to be where you are right now. So thank you very much for your time, Sayyid Muhsin.
Ma salama. Thank you.
Brilliant. So that was Sayyid from Imam Hussein TV, who also does some fantastic work for Imam Hussein Charity. And that's the show that you're watching today. You're watching Imam Hussein Charity's live fundraising campaign, The Thirst Remains. We're going to talk about The Thirst Remains and the significance of this slogan and why it's so important and why it's such an amazing slogan, actually, which is not really bound by time anymore. Right, so we'll talk about that. We'll, inshallah, some of the campaigns that you can get involved in, some more work that Imam Hussein Charity does, especially in Karbala, and what this actually means for you sitting in your comfortable homes, or whether you're watching on the phone, wherever you are in the world. What does it actually mean to you sitting thousands and thousands of miles away, donating to a city thousands and thousands of miles away, to those who are in need, inshallah. On that note, one of the reasons why you should is because tabarruk is an act. It's a good act where it's been highly recommended by the scholars and the imams. And here's a small video to explain what it is that we do, why it's significant, and inshallah we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm here, Shara Qibla. There is the holy dome of Abu Abdullah Hussein alayhi salam. Behind me you can see one Zanjir Mawkib that are doing their azah and going to send their salams to Abu Abdullah Hussein. If we come over here, there's a majalis going on, and the tabarruk that you guys have been donating towards is being cooked right over here. If you can see, let's go in. You can see here that the tabarruk that you guys have been donating towards to feed the azadar, the zawar, the lovers of Abu Abdullah Hussein is being prepared right now for the majalis. By the way, it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now. There's going to be more and more majalis throughout the night, more and more people coming to do azah for Abu Abdullah Hussein. And let me show you. More come throughout the whole day. People from Zawar, from all types of backgrounds and different countries and so forth. And then over here, you can see the majalis. If we have to go inside, it'll get too loud and it's too crowded. But people are coming and going non-stop throughout the whole day. None of this can be achieved without your donations, your support towards the majalis of Abu Abdullah Hussein. And we're better to do it than here in the holy city of Karbala, right by the shrine of Abu Abdullah Hussein alayhi salam. So for myself, thank you so much for your support and your contribution, but the work hasn't stopped. If you want to get involved, visit www.imamhusseincharity.com or the Sadqa app. Labayka ya Hussein.
One of the multiple kitchens in which thousands of meals are being prepared for those that are coming to the majalis and the ma'atib of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Your donation to Al-Atash campaign will go directly to buying the pulses, the herbs, the spices and the rice that's being prepared and cooked in the majlis. Be part of the change. Be part of the donation.
Welcome back, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV. You're watching Imam Hussein Charities live show with The Thirst Remains. The Thirst Remains. It's an annual campaign that Imam Hussein Charity very proudly presents to you. Of course, throughout the year, there are many different campaigns and activities that Imam Hussein Charity does, ranging from Ramadan to Qurbani in the Hajj season, Fatimiyya season, and of course now we are heavily focusing on the Muharram season. Now, I'm going to talk very, very quickly about the slogan, the thirst remains. When we say the thirst remains, are we talking about the thirst of Imam Hussein alayhi salam? Probably. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. Whenever you hear the slogan, the name, the thirst remains, typically the first thing that comes to your mind is Imam Hussein's thirst, right? Abu al-Fadl's thirst. It could be Sakina, Sayyida Ruqayya, right? The women and the children, the companions, all of them that were screaming and shouting, Al-Atash, Al-Atash. See on your screen, Al-Atash is the campaign, the thirst remains. Now, are we talking about the specific thirst of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam and his family and his companions? Well, at first thought, that's the thought that comes to your mind. But, you see, there was also a thirst for safety. Sayyida Ruqayya alayhi salam, running from tent to tent, was looking for the safety of her father or of her uncles, right? The thirst for dignity. When Sayyida Zainab alayhi salam was attacked and the women and the children were attacked and beaten, and they were taken from city to city, right? The thirst for dignity, thirst for hope, for example, where the young children who were again paraded from city to city, hoping that gratitude somewhere, right? Sayyida Ruqayya alayhi salam, when she's in the Kharaba, when she's in Sham, there was a hope that she might see her father again. Hope, but of course that hope was distinguished. So there's a thirst, brothers and sisters, that is not specifically just a thirst for water, because you can use that thirst and say there is always a thirst for safety, a thirst for hope, a thirst for salvation, a thirst for happiness. Yeah? So the thirst remains, really and truly, up until today. We call ourselves the lovers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Yeah? And recently we had a show with Sayyid Hassan Mudarrisi, who said, you know, it's not just lovers. Everyone can love the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. That's fine. Actions behind it. One of those actions, in order to show your love, idhar al-hub, to show your love for the Ahlul Bayt and for Imam Hussein alayhi salam, is to contribute. And that's financially. I'm not saying financially at the moment. Contribute by giving back. Actively show the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. That could be arranging majalis, delivering food, even donating, for example, or something like a significant thing that happens recently and it happens all the time is a water well, for example. That is active, that's an idhar, showing your love for Imam Hussein and the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. So there are many different activities as part of the Thirst Remains campaign. So even the details on the details on your screen in terms of how you can get in touch, you can donate. But let me share with you some statistics when it comes to water wells specifically, and the reason why it's such an important campaign that Imam Hussein Charity runs. Because firstly, as you know, from a religious perspective, the water wells and what essentially happens to you spiritually is that it's called a form of sadaqah jariyah. Sadaqah, of course, is like a constant charity basically, but jariyah means it never ends. It's a flow, right? It's a constant flow of good deeds essentially that are coming back just because you donated the £1,400 to the water well. That water well can sustain a village with clean and healthy and safe water for them to prepare food, to drink water, to shower, to do wudu, to pray. All of these activities that, because you have contributed towards that, you will get the benefit of that constantly and constantly. For as long as that water well remains, you will get that benefit. Yeah, that's just one of the activities. Myself and Sayyid Muhsin, we spoke about the need for water in the majalis, for the zuwar of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. That is something that you can contribute to as well, because it is swelteringly hot in Karbala at the moment. There is a massive need for water. And so therefore your donations can go towards that. Or for example, when it comes to majalis, the importance of majalis. You see, you may be privileged enough to have the comfort of attending a majlis for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. But people around the world don't have that privilege. And that's why they rely on Imam Hussein Charity. And they rely on Imam Hussein TV to give you majalis at home. Right? But it's not about that. This campaign, what we're talking about when it comes to majalis, is helping funding the majalis so that they can carry on to provide opportunities for those less privileged to be able to attend and benefit. How do they benefit? Many different ways. Number one, on a physical level, they can be sustained when it comes to food and water. On a social level, they can start to speak to people, right? They can speak to other people, form friends, connections, and widen their social circles. And number three, most importantly, they can learn more about the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. The lessons of Imam Hussein in Karbala, they attend the masjid and they learn about Imam Hussein and implement Imam Hussein's teachings within their lives. So there's different ways that Imam Hussein Charity really does unify us and unites us. This campaign is one of those campaigns that does unify everyone. And I think top of mind right now, especially what's going on in the world, unity within the Shia community is something that's top of the agenda. It's a priority. And that's what we're doing. Because when you provide a majlis for Imam Hussein, there is no discrimination as to who can attend that majlis, right? And so, especially in Karbala, all of the people are welcome, whether you're poor, whether you're rich, whether you're old, or whether you're young. So do get involved, brothers and sisters. The details are on your screen. It's very, very easy to get involved. Everyone's doing it right now. The donations are flowing in, alhamdulillah. And we want to rely on your help. However little, however much, however more it is, it doesn't matter. Mawkib, Majlis and Tabarruk, the Majalis and the water well campaigns, they're all open. You can either go on the Sadaqah app. It's very easy to download. I have it myself, and I donate every now and then towards the charity through the app. It's very, very simple to use. You can go online, muslimcharity.com, and many other details as well. We're going to go to a very, very small break, brothers and sisters. After the break, inshallah, we'll be able to welcome our guest for today. And I'm very excited to be able to announce we are joined by Muhammad Abbas Ja'far. He is a poet of the Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. He's been on the channel for quite a few times. And of course, he's a well-seasoned professional when it comes to poetry. We'll ask him about some of the experiences he had when it comes to writing poetry, especially in the Muharram season, but also get his wisdom when it comes to helping children. Because part of his profession, we'll find out more about his profession. Part of his profession is to teach children in madrasa. That's one of the many activities that he does for the community, mashallah. So we'll speak about that, inshallah. Don't go anywhere. Couple of minutes, inshallah, we'll be with you.
Communities across the globe are in need of safe sources of water for drinking, washing, cooking, rearing livestock and watering crops. Yet for these millions of people, this basic human right reach. Imam Hussein Charity aims to build water wells in Afghanistan, providing fresh and clean water for those in need. Your donations could help us build a water well. Water is the source of life. Help us to provide our brothers and sisters with this basic necessity. To donate information, visit www.imamhusseincharity.com.
In the forgotten lands of Afghanistan and Pakistan, countless Shia communities struggle without access, but you can change that now. Your support can sponsor water wells in these neglected Shia regions, providing life-saving access to clean drinkable water. Every donation brings hope. Every contribution saves lives. Join us in this vital mission to quench the thirst of those in need. Make a difference today. Donate now and let's bring clean water to those who need it most.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV. You are watching Imam Hussein Charity's exclusive live fundraising campaign, The Thirst Remains. The Thirst Remains. If you've just joined us, unfortunately you've missed the segment where we spoke to Sayyid Muhsin who was live in Karbala telling us about the daily activities of Imam Hussein Charity as well as other scenes that he saw when it comes to tabarruk and the majalis and the atmosphere. It's an amazing segment that we have in the beginning of the show. Please do, if you've missed it, do tune in same time tomorrow, not this same time, half an hour before, so that you're able to catch Sayyid Muhsin as he gives us an insight into the environment in Karbala. However, now we're joined by Muhammad Abbas Ja'far. Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad Abbas.
Salam.
Many thanks for coming. May Allah accept your amal. Thank you.
Inshallah. Thank you for the invite.
For being here. We're almost halfway.
Can you believe that?
We're almost at halfway of Muharram. How's it been for you here in London?
It's been good. I think we're very lucky to be in London, where we have that choice of so many majalis, and especially for the youth, so many top quality English majalis as well. That we're almost spoiled. We can go to one majalis at 7, another one at 10, another at night.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate to be living in this part of the world.
Yeah, I think London, alhamdulillah, has a reputation for being a hub of Muharram and majalis, and we are privileged. But you touched on a very, very important note, and in the sense that we, it's very easy for us. We have that option to attend majalis. But before we get into a real kind of discussion, there's a few things that I wanted to speak to you about. But I believe you have some poetry for us.
Yes,
if that's okay. Yeah. So let's do the poetry. I'm excited to see what you have, and then inshallah we'll have a discussion.
No problem.
What's the poem about?
So the poem is entitled Freedom.
Okay.
And in honor of Janab Hur.
Ya Allah.
Inshallah.
Yeah. Floor is yours.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Birth. When you were born, before your eyes had seen the scorn of this world, before your heart had been torn by the thorns of this earth, before the temptations had for you unfurled like a river, you curled your fingers around your mother's, and she named you Hur. Freedom. And she wanted you to be a free one, like butterflies that flutter by or starlings under the summer sky. But when you saw them sitting still on a branch, you'd often wonder why. Why do they stay in the same place when they could fly anywhere? Then you'd ask yourself the same question. Water. You spent your whole life brushing shoulders with the elite. At the grandest gatherings, you'd always have a seat, would drink the finest drinks and eat the finest meats. Nobility ran through your veins. So your childhood friend, Ibn Ziyad, asked you to intercept Hussein. Before you left, you heard a voice call Hur, glad tidings upon you, for you will achieve Jannah. You will achieve paradise. It left you paralyzed. You turned but saw emptiness before your eyes. It was a voice that would haunt your thoughts and leave your mind terrified. For how could you, if you were against Abu Abdullah? In Dhu Hussam, your path and Hussein's crossed courses. Thirsty, you asked for water, and Hussein, being Hussein, gave some to you and your horses. At Dhuha, Hussein asked you to lead. But Hur, you knew this creed, thanks to your mother who'd planted that sound seed down deep into the ground to sleep, so one day you could be found and reaped, grown into the most profound of trees, so you'd always be and free. You see, you saw. You saw because you knew not to pray in front of the son of Zahra. You saw because you heard that voice that promised Jannah. You saw, yet you still denied Hussein entry into Kufa. And when the heat intensified, you denied him the Furat. And Hussein scolded you, saying to you, may your mother not have given birth. But you saw, for you knew not to send a curse upon the one whose mother is of women upon this earth. Yes, you saw. Freedom. It's the night of Ashura and you stand straight. Yes, you are the bravest Kufan, but your hands shake. For if you kill Hussein, you'll make this very land quake. So take a breath. This decision is literally life and death, but completely yours. So remember that your mother named you freedom. Remember that your mother named you freedom, and as the fear drums in your eardrums, you hear hums of prayer swell. And so you dwell on this choice before you, on the choice before us, certain heaven or infinite hell. But in choosing Hussein, you have understood this well, that the door to salvation is open until the final knell. And you understood this well, that you can have the whole world, but the love of Hussein is just a shell. And no one understood this better, that this dunya is fleeting, but Hussein is forever. So towards Abba Abdullah you turned, stating that if you were burned 1,000 times or churned up by this world and spat out, you could never choose anything other than Hussein. Because to you it was very plain that Hussein is an ark of salvation and a lantern of guidance. And although so are the other Ahlul Bayt, Hussein's lantern is brightest, his ark the widest. So ark you embarked, towards heaven you turned, and in turn evil you spurned. And in just a few steps your name with the martyrs was confirmed, and paradise, like the voice promised, was earned. For you approached Hussein with your shield upturned, and asked Allah with Hussein your witness. And just like that, your past was forgiven with such a quickness, for your heart was open to Hussein and his richness. And with you came others, your brothers in arms, who the next day with you would protect Hussein, the son of Zahra, from harm. And you rode out reciting, Inni ana al-hurru, and I am welcoming to my guests. I'll strike every one of you with my sword upon your necks. I have no fear until my final breath. You fought well on that day, on that field, where swords struck more on bone and less on shield, and soon you were on that field left, covered in blood and shieldless, surrounded by old friends now the heedless. With arrows and spears you were greeted until you lay on that dust near death. And you hear steps and a voice that sounds just like your dear master's. You are like your mother named you, free in this world and in the hereafter. Free in this world and in the hereafter. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Thank you for that poem. Really, really appreciate it. What about Hur?
So in many communities around the world, tonight is the night of Hur.
Okay.
So Khoja community, we commemorate Hur tonight.
Fantastic, okay.
So that's the reason I decided to choose him. But I think everyone on that day was special, and everyone deserves a mention. So we should write about every single one of the companions.
Yeah, no. Okay, I didn't realize. I didn't realize because tonight they remember Umm al-Baneen.
Umm al-Baneen in Iraq.
But okay, so just talking about your creative process.
Yes.
How does your mentality switch from Mawlud, because it was just Eid al-Ghadir a couple of weeks ago. Eid Mubahala straight after that, and then we have to get straight into kind of a Muharram. Do you start writing for Muharram before? Is there a certain time that you have to write? Or when you're in it, that's when you're writing?
I think it's a second. When you're in it, you're in it. This is the life of a Shia, isn't it? That we flip between the sad times and the happy times.
Yeah.
But sometimes it might just be in a majlis that I might hear something and it'll trigger an idea, and then I have to write it then before it's gone. So yeah, I think it's more in the moment.
It's more in the moment, okay. Because from a reciter perspective, we have to prepare essentially beforehand. So I always wonder how poets can get into the zone when they're writing poetry for reciters. because they have to try and get into the zone of Muharram right 3 or 4 months beforehand for the reciter to be able to perform. So it's quite interesting. So I mean, just in poetry in general, what significance and what role does it have, especially in keeping the message of Imam Hussein alive? Not recitations, but like poetry. Yeah.
I think if you look immediately after the event of Karbala, from the day of Ashura, there were poets that spread the message. So poetry was used as a vehicle to spread the message. And I think that's the same until now. And we need poetry in lots of different languages. We need to spread this message as far as we can, and especially for our youth. Whilst we want them to retain the mother tongue, whatever that mother tongue is, we have to also acknowledge that being in this country or in English-speaking countries, that English will be the youth's first language. So I think writing in English, reciting in English, is key in this day and age.
Yeah. So you must draw a lot of inspiration from love and war and imagery and sacrifice and thirst and many different ways that Karbala can be described. What aspect of the, for example, tonight you wrote about Hur, but what aspect of the tragedy really moves you the most? And I wouldn't say you enjoy writing about, but you have that feeling to write about more.
I think that's changed over time.
Okay.
So growing up, being named after Muhammad Abbas, being named after Abu al-Fadl, that night was always special for me, and it still is. But growing up, that night was very special for me. But as you grow and as life changes, so we were blessed with a daughter a few years back, and at that time, and still she's very young, the Masayib of Sayyidah Ruqayya is now hits home. And then, like, if you have, we had a boy as well, alhamdulillah. Abdullah Radhi. So I think different moments in your life, mothers will feel something different. Fathers will feel something different. Children will feel something different. So for me, it's changed.
And do you feel like you've got new feelings to write about because you've experienced motherhood and parenting, and you've felt that experience of having a daughter, and you felt that experience of having a son. Previously, you didn't know that feeling existed. But when you do get children, there's some. It's really hard to describe. Parents will understand. There's a new feeling that's created in you, and therefore can you easily, or it's quite difficult, put those new feelings into words.
So it does inspire you, and it helps you to I don't know if this is the right word, but to empathize somewhat. Not completely, but a fraction of what Abu Abdullah salam went through. And I think that's one of the blessings of getting older and maturing and starting a family, that we get to feel and experience all of these things.
So aside from poetry, you're a deputy head teacher for is that a full-time 9 to 5 or 9 to 3 school, like Monday to Friday?
9 to 9 hours a day. But that's my 9 to 5 job.
So that's your 9 to 5 essentially. Okay, so I wanted to ask you if we bring it to kind of Karbala and kind of charity, because one of the main campaigns is to provide sustenance for people in Karbala, and of them are probably younger children as well who need that hope, that inspiration, that solace, that people are thinking about them, and we can provide them with the contributions to be able to support their day-to-day. If you were, let's just say, painting a scenario, you must obviously work with a lot of children, and you get a lot of different personalities that come to you, different fears, different anxieties, different experiences. If you had a child who was an orphan, for example, was living in poverty, how would you, using your profession, be able to speak to them?
I think for all children, before you can teach them, before you can, like in a school setting, manage their behavior, you have to build a relationship with them. If there's no relationship there,
they won't say anything.
They won't learn anything, they won't listen to you, they won't benefit anyway from you. So the first thing I'd say is make a relationship with that child. And especially in the terms of the orphans and the yatim, they've lost relationships. Their relationships have been broken, so they're in even more need of us building positive relationships with them. So number one, I'd say, yeah, make relationships with those children.
So okay, I'm giving like a scenario here. So how would you, what activities would you do in order to build a relationship with someone who has been traumatized by losing relationships and probably doesn't, trust is going to be something very difficult for her to gain or him to gain. So what would you do in order to really start to connect with them?
It's funny you should ask this, because literally before I came here, it popped up on my phone, a hadith of Imam al-Kadhim, alayhi salam, that children, when they're especially young, need play. And it was in terms of if you have an active child, which alhamdulillah, I do. So it says to be patient with that child and to play with them.
Okay.
And all children want to play. And play is one way to make a relationship with that child. So I think just getting on their level, playing with them. And Imam goes on to say that the child who is active and playful in their young age will go on to be a much more responsible and intelligent adult.
I see.
So I think teach them, but teach them through play.
Through play.
At that age.
Yeah, obviously it depends on their age, right?
It depends on their age, yeah.
Okay. And so obviously that's a younger child.
Yeah.
Now, how does that then change to a more mature teenager? Because obviously their emotions are a lot wider than younger children. How would you then tailor that to the older ones?
I think with our children and the children we teach or interact with, we have to look at what Amir al-Mu'mineen has said about the 777 rule. So for 7 years they're king or queen. So whatever they decide happens.
Yep, that's pretty much true.
And that's around the playfulness, right? Like they just want to play, they want to be free. So we do that. Next 7 years is where we're more strict with them and we're teaching them. And I think that's the time we have to be more firm and to get that message into them, which is that alhamdulillah our parents instilled in us. And then when we get through those 14 years, inshallah, it's smooth from then on, and they become our friend.
So just based on your experience, obviously within the madrasa and the schools, and your teaching and education background, mixed obviously with your poetry background as well. Obviously, this show we are encouraging the mu'mineen and mu'minat at home who are watching to contribute towards Imam Hussein charity. So in terms of giving back, there are many forms, many ways you can give back.
Definitely.
Why, in your general experience, why is charity maybe something financial? Why would that be something significant for someone who will donate?
I think because it can make such a difference, right? And you might not see that difference because you might be in a different part of the world, but it's making such a difference to someone else, someone who shares the same love of Imam Hussein as you. And even if it's something really tiny, whatever that's having you might think, what's this going to help? But you don't know the help that it's giving, especially collectively, on the other side of the world. So I think don't be disheartened to think that this little I have isn't going to make an impact. I think give whatever you can and give freely.
Inshallah. Muhammad Abbas, really appreciate your time, partaking in your wisdom as well, and of course within the poetry. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invite.
Thank you so much. So we're going to take literally 30 seconds to a 1 minute break. After that, we'll give some final on you being able to join in this campaign, The Thirst Remains. We'll see you in literally 30 seconds or a minute, inshallah.
In the forgotten lands of Afghanistan and Pakistan, countless Shia communities struggle without access to clean water. But you can change that now. Your support can sponsor water wells in these neglected Shia regions, providing life-saving access to clean drinkable water. Every donation brings hope. Every Every contribution saves lives. Join us in this vital mission to quench the thirst of those in need. Make a difference today. Donate now and let's bring clean water to those who need it most.
Welcome back, dear viewers of Imam Hussein TV. You are watching Imam Hussein Charities live fundraising campaign, The Thirst Remains. On the day of Ashura, Imam Hussein alayhi salam stood in the plains of Karbala. He looked towards the enemy with his women and children behind him, his companions, his friends, his brothers, his sons, everyone around him, every male around him other than Imam Hussein alayhi salam was martyred and butchered on the plains of Karbala. He looks left and he looks right and he looks towards the enemy, and that's when he phrase that transcended time and space to reach us this year. Say this sentence last year and the year before that, and this sentence of Hal min Nasirin Yansurana is going to be a call that will transcend every single generation up until the day of judgment, because that call was not for the people in front of him. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, when he looked left and right, says, Hal min Nasirin Yansurana, is there anyone out there to help us? He could have meant a number of different things. It could mean the women and children behind him, but he could have also meant, is there anyone out there to help us, the Shia, those who are definitely in need? And that is what we're trying to push for today. The thirst of the women and children, the thirst of Imam Hussein alayhi salam for someone to answer him and to come to his aid, or the women and children's aid, that thirst remains till today. And this is what we're talking about. The thirst remains. There are many different people, many people out there, especially in Iraq. Let's paint the scenario as to why we're focusing on Karbala and Iraq. Number one, the temperatures are reaching 48, close to 50 degrees centigrade. Water is scarce. There is a need for water, and that's where you can get involved and contribute. The second reason why we're focusing on Karbala is because the need for majalis. There is a lot of poverty areas in Karbala and the surrounding areas. And so one of the ways that we can get them to be provided for is a majlis, right? And the majlis is where you'll have a speaker and a reciter and food, and people get together and remember Imam al-Hussein, cry for Imam Hussein alayhi salam, connect to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. They can learn about Imam al-Hussein, they can be fed, they can drink water, they can have a place to stay if they needed to. I'm talking about those who are in poverty. Then you're providing that nutritious meals for the Zuwar of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, those who are heading towards Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Now you can imagine the thawab that you get if you have contributed something that leads directly, what we've said, and we'll be very transparent, 100% of your donations goes directly to the campaigns. There is no admin fee because that's all taken care of elsewhere, right? 100% of your donations towards the activities that we're doing in order to help those in need. Now you can imagine the scenario, someone is going towards Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. He's looking at the shrine, but he's so thirsty, he goes and he grabs a cup of water. Can you imagine that cup of water was provided by you? That thirst that you've quenched, his thirst, heading towards Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, that thawab is unimaginable. Right? It's unbelievable the amount of thawab that you'll get for that. Is that you can donate? You might be thinking, okay, I want to donate now. Sadaqah app. Download the Sadaqah app. It's very, very easy. It should take you a minute to download. If that, put in your details and automatically you can literally go on the Sadaqah app and then you can start donating to any of the campaigns that you'd like, right? The Majlis and Tabarruk, there is the Water Well campaign. There are of course different donation amounts. But of course, if you're looking at your TV and you can see the QR code, press the QR code, it will take you directly to the website. And that is exactly where you can donate as well. Please do join us tomorrow, same time. If you've joined us just now, come back in an hour earlier tomorrow. And inshallah, we will commence, of course, with Sayyid Muhsin, get an update as to what's going on, which is always very beneficial for us to find. But then also, of course, we will have a special guest. We'll speak to them about the importance of charity and find out a bit more about their wisdom when it comes to giving back. On that note, inshallah, we will see you tomorrow. Don't forget us in your prayers and your majalis. And please keep the majalis going. It's almost halfway. If you feel like, I've missed out on the last four nights, you still have another 5-6 nights that you can connect to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. So inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وخر. ليش قاعد هنا بابا؟ يلا حبيبتي يلا قوم شربتي عافيه بالعافيه. كيف عافيه؟ حبيبي عاش. شنو الطفل وياك؟ لا. ايش عندك قاعد؟ قوم قوم عفو حبيبي قوم قوم قوم. قاعد امشي روح فوق العب عمو روح. لا توقف مني.
Comforted us. Where is our uncle? Where is the flag that would once flutter high above our heads? Where is the sword that would once shatter the tyrants ahead? Where is the only love that matters as to change we led? Where are the hands that once comforted us? Where are uncle? Where are the hands that once comforted us? Where is our uncle? The hands that once comforted us. Where is our uncle? Where is our guardian, our Abbas? Where is our guardian, our Abbas? As we away, where are the hands that once comforted us? Where is our uncle? Where are the hands that once comforted us? Where is our uncle? Where is the night, you are night, as the day now comes, when the sun brings again its daylight? What shall then become as we're left here or right? No hope and no one. Where are the hands that once comforted us? Where is our uncle? Where are the hands that once comforted us? Where is our uncle? Where is our guardian, our Abbas? Where is our guardian, our Abbas? As we away, where are the hands that once comforted us? Where is our uncle? Where are the hands that once comforted us? Where is our uncle? घर से चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का. सर से चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का. बच गया दीन मगर, बच गया दीन मगर, कुछ ना बचा ज़ैनब का. सर से चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का. लड़खड़ाते हुए दीने भी संभलने के लिए, लड़खड़ाते हुए दीने भी संभलने के लिए. बाजू रस्सी से बंधा, बाजू रस्सी से बंधा, थाम लिया ज़ैनब का. चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का. सर से चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का. बच गया दीन मगर, बच गया दीन मगर, कुछ ना ज़ैनब का. सर से चादर भी गई, घर भी दी के लिए जब इसने रिदा भी दे दी, उसके दी के लिए जब इसने रिदा भी दे दी, देखता रह गया, देखता रह गया ज़ैनब को खुदा ज़ैनब का, घर से चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का, सर से चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का, बच गया दीन मगर, बच गया दीन मगर, कुछ ना बचा ज़ैनब का, सर से चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का, पूछा सुगरा ने ये सजाद से तन्हाई में, पूछा सुगरा ने ये सजाद से तन्हाई में, शाम तक भाई सफर, शाम तक भाई सफर, कैसे कटा ज़ैन का, घर से चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का, सर से चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का, बच गया दीन मगर, बच गया दीन मगर, कुछ ना बचा ज़ैनब का, सर से चादर भी गई, घर भी लुटा ज़ैनब का.
As I lay in my thoughts and darkness is all I find, your land is the only dream that ever fills my mind. How can a heart heal when from home it just feels so far? Every inch of my soul yearns in hope for Karbala. Without you I'm lost in this world, I need to see you. My master, a love like yours never felt so true. And I know you hear me calling to you, Hussein, I'll come crawling. Please accept me, I'm longing to see your holy shrine. I long to be in Karbala, shed tears for you with a Zahar. Welcome me to your land so my heart can feel at home. Allahumma arzuqna Karbala. As the world becomes smaller and not what we once knew, The thought of your land is the strength that has pulled me through. The days have become weeks and now months and now years. But for your Hussein all this time I've pledged all my tears. I remember your land and once more tears fill my eyes. How long until your golden dome I see through my skies? And I know the time will arrive. Without you I cannot survive. Please accept me, I'm longing to see your holy shrine. I long to be in Karbala, shed tears for you with a Zahra. Welcome me to your land so my heart can feel at home. Allahumma aghna Karbala. It's been too long since my eyes have filled with your embrace. Please don't say, my master, that I've fallen from your grace. My sins have made me a stranger when you once knew me. This world I'm a prisoner, only you set me free. For in my heart unwavering an eternal flame, ignited by love and your anguish and your pain. And I know you won't forget me, and your soon Hussein I'll see. Please let me, I'm longing to see your holy shrine. I long to be in Karbala, shed tears for you with a haram. Welcome me to your land so my heart can feel at home. Allahumma arzuqna ziyarat al-Hussein. I close my eyes and I'm near you. Your dust I can help. I see where Zainab was standing and where Abbas fell. I see your Asghar in your hands, his blown up high. I hear Akbar fall to the ground for his father cry. I see you alone calling for help and I answer. For us you gave your rule and will do the same, Master. And I know as the time
جفوفه شوفونا من وضحت معانيها خل اسفلها عاليه.
I long to be in Karbala, shed tears for you with that Welcome me to your land so my heart can feel at home. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah.
يا نازلين بكربلاء هل عندكم خبر بقتلانا وما أعلامها ما حال جثة ميت في أرضكم بقي ثلاثا لا يزار مقامها بالله هل رفعت جنازته وهل صلى صلاة الميتين إمامها بالله هل وريتموها بالثرى وهل استقرت باللحود رمامها لو تنحني إلى جسم عفرت أو فتعفرت آلامها نفسي عليه تضم أوجع الأسى ملء الزمان حبها وغرامها والآن عاد على التراب مبضعا وعليه تحتدم الخطوب عظامها أبكي وهل أبكي لصدر رضه خيل العدا وجثت عليه غرامها أبكي على الجسم العفير ولم يعود إلا لترتسم الشجون تمامها بأبي الذي لم تنفرق قسماته إلا وزينب في الرياح قوامها قالت أيا هذا الذي أنا أرتجي ولا أنت مجمع همتي رفت لها أعلامها. أفديك أنت على التراب موزع، وعليك تختبط الخيول لعامها. أنا أسمع تكسير الضلوع التي كسرت، وأوجهنا يسيل حمامها. وإذ انبرى سهم لقلبك صده، قلبي فثلث مهجتي ظلامها. قم للنساء وللصغار تصونها، بإباك يحفظ يا حسين ذمامها. يا نازلين بكربلاء، هل عندكم خبر بقتلانا وما أعلامها؟
Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein, never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein, never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. What is left in us besides this great love, and our hearts beat, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein, never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. You can't blame us for this great love, as taught by our Muhammad. Love for his son is in our blood, as it shall cry when it's shed. Muhammad's sunnah stood in Karbala, therefore we cry, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein, never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein, never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. What is left in us besides this great love, and our hearts beat, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein, never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. In our steps we are all led, and they end in Karbala. Upon our heads your name it rests, there it shall live forever. If it bends our backs, we shall hold your flag, and it shall fly, Ya Hussein. Every beat my heart, Ya Hussein, never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. A beat of my heart, Ya Hussein, never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. What is left in us besides this great love, and our hearts beat, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my comes. In love we drown, and as we drown, so we live.
And when it's gone, we'll carry on. If there is still more to give,
we are just servants, and we shall lament, crying your name, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein. Never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein. Never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. What is left in us besides this great love and our hearts beat? Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein. Never leave us apart, Ya Hussein.
you're not alone. If you had known how many hearts yours shall break,
you would have found peace in the sound of all our cries of labbaik. 72 standing beside you at your service, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein. Never leave apart, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein. Never leave us apart, Ya Hussein. What is left in us besides this great love and our hearts beat, Ya Hussein. Every beat of my heart, Ya Hussein. Never leave us apart, Ya Hussein.
Swear from my birth to my grave, and swear by God's creation, I was made only a slave for the ship of salvation, for the one whose blood fell like rain. Why should my blood not fall too? I'll raise my sword and shout Hussein, for you my vow I'll renew. I'll beat my chest, I'll never rest. All of my life I'd sacrifice. Your name beats in my heart, the truth so clear. Even though we're apart, you're always near. Labbaik, labbaik, ya Aba Abdillah. Labbaik, labbaik, ya Aba Abdillah. All my days I give in your name, serving you my desire. In me burns an eternal flame. You've set my soul on fire. For the one who gave all he had, why should I not give all of me? I'm proud his love's made me go mad. Without him I would not be. I'll shout Hussein once and again, all that I have on his behalf. Knowing you is true wealth, you've made me rich. To reach your holy shrine is all I wish. Labbaik, labbaik, ya Aba Abdillah. Labbaik, labbaik. And when I dream of Karbala, you're standing there on your own. I hear the screams of Zahra. I'm here, you're not alone. For the one whose chest was broken, why should I not beat my chest? I'll cry till my eyes stop working. From this blessing I won't rest. I'd give my heart for Karbala. All of my years I'll shed my tears. And when I close my eyes I see your land. Under Karbala skies with you I'll stand. Labbaik, labbaik, ya Aba Abdillah. Labbaik, labbaik, ya Aba Abdillah.
I yearn to go visit the land of the kings, dreaming to soar around if I had wings. I'm shamed by my eyes, so I'll cling to your memories, your memories. I yearn to go visit the land of the kings, dreaming to soar around if I had wings. I'm shamed by my absence, so I'll cling to your memories, your memories. Karbala, I will fill your river with my river of tears. Karbala, when I stand on your ground, I cry away my fears. Karbala, I pray that my service will always be sincere. Karbala, I will fill your river with my river of tears. Karbala, when I stand on your ground, I cry away my fears. Karbala, I pray that my service will always be sincere. I've longed to be near your shrine in the world, to be by your side where angels converge, searching the path beside you where I'll serve you in both worlds, you in both worlds. I've longed to be near your shrine in this world, to be by your side where angels converge, searching the path beside you where I'll serve you in both worlds, you in both worlds. I'm astray, call me to you, Master, as my heart bleeds in pain. I'm astray, cover my bristle with your precious holy shade. I'm astray, call me to you before my life withers away. I'm astray, call me to you, Master, as my heart plain. I'm astray, cover my bristle with your precious holy shade. I'm astray, call me to you before my life withers away. I cry for the invite of the hopeful. I'm knocking on the door of the humble. The cure to my needs, please don't forget me when you summon, when you summon. I cry for the invite of the hopeful. I'm knocking on the door of the humble. The cure to my needs, please don't forget me when you summon, when you summon. Ya Abbas, I wish you could have answered his call on that day. Ya Abbas, my heart breaks thinking of you, awaiting your fate. Ya Abbas, Ya Abbas, Ya Abbas, Ya Abbas. I wish you could have answered his call on that day. My heart breaks thinking of you, awaiting your fate. I swear by Zahra we shall not forget your pain. Ya Abbas, I wish you could have answered his call on that day. Heart breaks thinking of you, awaiting your fate. I swear by Zahra we shall not forget your pain, your pain, your pain.
Some things are worth I'll be okay, it's been too long. But hey, I won't complain, I guess I'll pray and pray. Call out your name, maybe you'll find a way to calm the pain for me, even though I caused you pain. I forget you often and bring you shame. It aches your heart. My sins, I know we're far apart, but it's heart to heart. How you find me ways, Ya Mahdi. How you take me away, Ya Mahdi. Come and show me the way, Ya Mahdi. Lost for words, I just said, Ya Mahdi. Where are you tonight? In Karbala, you take our heart with you. Wherever you are, will you say salam to Hussein? If you're there for us, if you're in Najaf, have me in your du'as. If you're in Mashhad, I guess you're alone like Rada, or in Medina to see your mother Zahra. I hope you're not crying again. It rains, even the skies come bare. To see your pain, it's my fault. I mentioned the name of Hussein. Oh, Mullah, look at me one time, one day. I know I did you wrong. You're kind, I guess. Oh, I'll break your heart again, but less, I'll try my best. Forgive me like always how you take me on. By now I know your ways, how you find me ways. Ya Mahdi, how you take me away.
الحمد لله على عظيم رزيتي. اللهم ارزقني شفاعة الحسين يوم الغروب، وثبت لي قدم صدق عندك مع الحسين وأصحاب الحسين الذين بذلوا معجهم دون الحسين عليه السلام.
للناس للذي ببكة مباركا وهدى للعالمين. فيه آيات مقام إبراهيم ومن دخله كان آمنا. ولله على الناس حج البيت من استطاع إليه سبيلا. ومن كفر فإن الله غني عن العالمين. قل يا أهل الكتاب لم تكفرون بآيات الله والله شهيد على ما تعملون. قل يا أهل الكتاب لم تصدون عن سبيل الله من آمن تبغونها عوجا وأنتم شهداء وما الله غافل عما تعملون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن تطيعوا فريقا من الذين أوتوا الكتاب يردوكم بعد إيمانكم كافرين. وكيف تكفرون وأنتم